It's about to record. Oh, it's recording. All right. Hello, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Ruby, and today we have a special guest, Armani Jasper. And today we're going to be talking about the difference between college versus Job Corps. So, a little background about me. I went to college twice. I have a graduate degree in clinical mental health counseling, and Armani graduated from Job Corps 2 years ago or a year ago?
A year ago.
A year ago in fire dispatch logistics.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Okay, okay, okay. So let's get into it. A lot of people don't even know what Job Corps is. So can you start off explaining like what it is and how you learned about it and got into it?
Okay, so Job Corps is a government trade school. There's a lot of trade schools out here. But this one is ran by the government, and I have a few family members that went to Job Corps, so I've heard about it a few times, like growing up. But I took it seriously when my mom passed away, and I just went. I didn't know really much. Honestly, I was just homeless, and I was like, this is a place to stay, and it's supposed to get me some type of better job. I just did not want to work at a fast food or a warehouse or none of those. I don't know, those jobs just really felt like slavery to me. So, I went to Job Corps originally for IT because that literally was just the job that paid the most, the trade that paid the most on their website. And I thought it would be cool, a little challenge, a little interesting. And I went there. My first 8 months, I finished early with entry level IT certificates. You get certificates and stuff. And then I end up transferring to advanced fire dispatch. There's like 124 Job Corps centers, and 24 of them are Forest Service Job Corps centers, which is under the USDA rather than the Department of Labor. And basically, you get. I think the deal is if they got to put a center on some Forest Service land, and they got to incorporate the Forest Service got to incorporate some of their trades, which is advanced fire, like wildfire firefighting or wildfire dispatching, which is still advancing. The wildfire dispatching only been up, the only trade has only been created for like going on 3 years now. So they're still implementing a lot of things. But you live on center. They give you right now, when I was there, $40 every 2 weeks for the first 6 months, and then after 6 months, you get $60. Some Job Corps centers, each Job Corps center is different. My Job Corps center in Harpers Ferry, they allowed us, we could get jobs if we got signed off by all of our teachers. They'll pick us up, take us. They don't ask us for no gas, no nothing. There is work-based assignments. They have a lot of those opportunities. They'll send you somewhere across the country to go and work in your field in whatever trade you're in, and you can make money off of that. I know some girls, they left for 4 months, made $10,000. And then yeah, you eat on center, you all that good stuff. It is a really strict schedule. I'm not gonna lie. You got to be up at a certain time. Your bed got to be made. You got chores. Our center, we didn't have no janitor or anything. I know there's some centers they don't even have cooks, and their students cook. So depending on what center, depends on what you get. But yeah, it's filled with so many opportunities. Even like you meet so many people. I've met the West Virginia congressman's representative. I didn't got his card. I was in the SGA, Student Government Association, which is actually very impactful. It's not just something they just throw at us just because we actually can implement a lot of things on center and like bring it up to like the DOI level, like the Department of Labor level. It will actually implement in our centers or all the centers all over. Um, Even with SGA, they have it. If you're in the SGA, they have this event every summer called Camp Horizon. Imagine Camp Rock, but all the SGA centers from all the Job Corps centers, they don't do all of them, They probably do 20 of the centers. SGA group, they'll come together. We'll do all these teamwork things, and then we all find things to implement on all of our centers. And stuff has happened nationwide at Job Corps centers off of the things we put together and stuff like that. So I say, if you really want to get out, Job Corps is definitely something to do, but you just can't play. Like you can't go there looking and get distracted by friends. Or like doing bad stuff like stealing from the stores, because you don't really get much money. Most of the students there, you have to have a certain amount of income. You have to make I think like less than 10,000 to even go. So yeah, everybody comes there really starting from beyond nothing, and they make something shake. Well, I made something shake. It's a lot of students that go there and don't last a week, let alone 6 months. So yeah, that's Job Corps.
I heard you say like going into it, you didn't really know what to expect. But now that you're out of it, would you say that it met like your expectations, like your baseline expectation, or exceeded your expectations in the way that you were able to, I guess, make money, take care of yourself? But you went in it to get a trade. You left with two. You said entry level IT and then the fire logistics dispatching. So would you say that it met your expectations, exceeded, or it was below your expectation?
1,000% exceeded it. Like even with IT, I could have went to advanced IT and got my associate's degree in IT, and then they help you get into community colleges and all that stuff. But I feel like I did not expect it to be that many opportunities. It's so many different lanes you can get into within your trade. Like, I mean, there's a lot of hard trades and stuff, but for what I know in IT, I could have went there was opportunities where I could have got a job at what's it called? Like commercial dispatching for planes. Um Also 911 dispatching. Um yeah. And then it's a lot of OA jobs you can get and stuff like that. But I ended up taking a job with the Forest Service as a wildfire dispatcher for the region of Southern California. And shoot, it got me from Seaford, and I got housing. I make so much money. They help you save your money. They really set you up where when you're ready to leave, I think that's the whole goal of it all. When you're ready to leave, I need you to have everything you're supposed to. Even if you have a hard trade and they don't have any opportunities for you to make money and they know you're about to leave soon, or they will maybe give you another opportunity that they know you can do, like a OA job in New Mexico, go do that for a few months. Or um yeah, they have, I think there's some companies, they have contracts with companies for Job Corps students to come out and pay them for a certain amount of time and stuff like that. But it was, yeah, too many opportunities in there. I had a ball once I realized, and it was a really big distraction for me, which I loved because I was grieving at the time. Um, Man, I jumped on so much. I started with, yeah, I was doing IT. And the thing with IT is it's self-paced, it's all online, and you basically just have a instructor there to help you with your online course for like CompTIA, getting your network or your A plus certifications or security certifications, cybersecurity certifications. You can do it all. You can get so many certifications by the time you're out. You're definitely guaranteed some type of job. But it's just, I think the main thing is to stay focused. Stay focused on yourself, because they do a lot of recreational things, and living on center with a bunch of random girls, random boys from the city, mainly, like it's mainly, you would think because I was in West Virginia, it would be filled with country bumpkins. No, it was filled with DC, Philly, and Baltimore, literally. And a lot of people don't have the same agenda you have. A lot of people think they have that agenda to get there and get their stuff done, and they get there and they get lost in the drama and all that good stuff. And I feel like it's just important to stay to yourself and get close with the staff members. And the staff members, the staff members really put me in opportunities that I did not really qualify for, even with dispatch. So I wouldn't have got in if I wasn't close with the deputy director of my center.
Okay. So I heard you talk about how a lot of people come from like the inner city, Baltimore, DC, Philly. I want you to talk a little bit about the culture of Job Corps. Like how many people can you expect? And then like is it more of like a family vibe, like a sister, or is it more like
It's more
uh
like a high school.
okay.
Literally, like it's like you live at high school. Even like it's in the center I went to is super small. Most Job Corps centers look like college campuses. Like it's dorms, these dorm buildings, the girl dorms, the boys dorms on the west lawn. These like is on acres of land. It's huge. You gotta ride around in a go-kart to get around the whole place. But the center I stayed at was super small. Maximum people they could have in my center was 200 people, and the most they had while I was there was like 130. Like, and that was still really full. When I first got there, it wasn't even 100 people there, and it was predominantly men, predominantly boys or young men there. When it was only like 13 girls and literally 60, 70 boys. So I think that was pretty intimidating for in the girls' dorm. I feel like the boys they on you. They treat you like a piece of meat as soon as you walk in. And then they also don't really have, a lot of them come from trauma. A lot of them are coming from a traumatic place. So they don't really know how to, I don't know. I would honestly just say be respectful. Like they don't know how to be respectful. So and then there's a lot of kids there with disabilities, mental disabilities, mental issues, schizophrenic, bipolar. So you really and you would never be able to tell. These people look normal. Like, I mean, you could tell the ones that's like got Down syndrome and like actually like special, but the other ones with like mental issues, you wouldn't be able to tell. So it's hard to, differentiate what to be around and what not to. If you go there and you're just overly like, oh, I'm here, who's going to be my friend, da, da, da. But if you go there and you're just observing and you're really just focused on your work, you really don't. You'll see like as you're walking through class to class, or talking to teachers, or just hearing and observing during group times and stuff like that, you'll see who to hang around, who not to. But it's like a high school. And that's why it's so important to. It's hard to stay to yourself because people throw themselves at you. Literally, people will try to force you to talk to them, to be their friend, to this, to that, and then the staff try to force you to go and be friends. Why are you always in your room? Why are you always by yourself? Why are you always in those books? You always blah, blah. They don't look at that. You would think that they would look at that and be like, "Oh, she a good one. She gonna be focused." They do that to an extent, but after 4 6 months and you're still focused on yourself, it's like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you uncomfortable? Like, get out, do something. And the whole time you are literally just trying to protect your peace. Like, I'm I'm not a problematic person. I don't do that. The back and forth. He said this, she said that, all that good stuff. So being living with girls that are like that, it is super hard, and you got to do things together. I done seen girls get fighting because she left her clothes in the washer too long. She taking a shower too long. She used all the toilet paper and then add a new toilet paper roll in there.
Baddies. Like no.
Like, literally, like, but the thing is, it's a no tolerance for physical anything. No, no, they will. In the end, there was no security as well. So if a girl was pressing you, or a girl was coming up to you trying to pick with you or bullying you, they're not saving you. You can go tell. You can go. They'll might give her a little infraction. You can get like 5 or 6 infractions before you get kicked out. Like sometimes they let it slide. Like I feel like there definitely needed to be security there. I done seen girls really get chased. They did not want to fight, and girls forced them to fight, and both of them got kicked out, like just because she defended herself. And it'd be sweet girls, like It'll be sweet girls, unproblematic, little cute little white girls, the black girls with all the problems want to bully them. Or let's not do that. It'd be the white girls, like, just, it's no type of security there. So you could be watching a movie. I was watching a movie one time and a girl said I was talking about her. It was my first week there. I didn't know her name or the girl I was sitting to next to. And it took a lot. I ain't gonna lie, it took a lot in me to not like that was like for real. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I ain't come from nothing. I didn't come from no suburban house in the hills or nothing like that. Like I have emotional I have problems controlling my emotions sometimes as well. I got my own history, but I wasn't going there for that. I was so scared to be homeless. I wasn't trying to do all that, but it's just it could be take that 1 second. So they definitely need some security because when we're arguing, when the girls are arguing, the staff members don't get in it. They don't get paid enough for that. They're like, y'all stop, y'all stop, y'all stop. But they're not stepping in between if a girl is trying to attack you. They're not saving you. You better
What
run and lock yourself in a room or something.
what's the age limit or the age gap
Oh,
range?
it's 16 to 23.
Okay, so that's high school and college because you're supposed to
Yeah.
graduate college by 22 if you do it right out of high school. But if you can go as young as 16, I can
Yeah.
see how it can get high schooly, and then if you add on top of not only the trauma that they're running from at home, but if there are mental health issues and all that, I can
And
see.
then I feel like social media made it worse too. Social media and music. Everybody wants to portray this type of image or be like this type of person. And like that caused a lot of gossip because oh this girl don't have this or she don't have that or did you see this like you know what I'm saying these standards of we're like nigga we're all homeless, we're all homeless and well majority of us is homeless in here, nobody has nothing, no I don't have nice clothes, no I got picked on for wearing the same clothes. I went there with one small basket of clothes. I didn't have no clothes when I went there like
But don't you wear a uniform anyway?
exactly. Y'all literally only see me in my real clothes, in my pajamas, and then on the weekend, Friday, Saturday,
So
Sunday.
what the let's talk about the structure of it because I hear you say the staff and then even talking like me bringing up you guys wearing um uniforms. So what is like I dropped you off there. To me, it gave more of like at first I was thinking, oh, like this is college. Like it gives college vibes because you guys were in a like a dorm, y'all had the beds, you had a roommate, share a room and things like that, a communal bathroom. But there's like staff there who like tell you guys like explain what it's like.
So they do have like a day at Job Corps. You have to wake up at 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, everyone has to get out of their bed, step in the hallway, and they do roll call, basically take an account for everybody. They do that 3 times a day. And they say your names, and technically, you're not allowed to go back to sleep at 6. You got to start getting ready for school and all that good stuff, and do your chore in the morning. So we wear a uniform. Some centers don't wear uniform, but they were strict on uniform at my center. The blue collar shirt, some khaki pants. You can wear whatever shoes you want. And then by 7 o'clock, you have to do your chore, which if it's clean, mopping the hallways, wiping the walls, cleaning the bathrooms, cleaning the showers, laundry, whatever it was within the dorm alone. You do your chore before you leave. Then you have to have your room spotless. Your bed has to be made a certain way. If you bring like covers and stuff, it has to be put away in your closet. Your closet has to be locked. And at 7 o'clock, everyone has to be out of the door. Then a staff comes in and checks everything and basically takes off points. And they make it where each dorm is kind of in competition with each other when it comes to cleanliness. So, and they get like little rewards and stuff. There's a small budget for each dorm. I think each dorm got like $500 a year. So we might get a little pizza party or we might da da da. But at 7, you got to go to the cafeteria for breakfast. Um, and then by 8 o'clock, you have to be in your classroom. they had education, you had high school diploma, math, ELA, they got all the trades, then they got the advanced trades on the other side. And then you're in class all the way until, depending on how big your center is, depends on the lunch timing, but lunch around 12, go there for about 30, 40 minutes, go back to class until 3. Um, and then like when you're in class, you're not allowed to be anywhere else. Like they're watching you. They have a lot of administrative staff that jobs are literally just to make sure everything is in order. The kids are where they're supposed to be, and nobody's hiding, nobody's skipping, nobody's none of that. So you get out of class around 3, go back to the dorm. At 5, they do another roll call where everybody has, so from 3 to 5, you are allowed to do what you want. We have recreational room, we have a game room, we have literally a music room where they have all types of live instruments. They even had a studio. They had an actual studio at my job corps center. They had a barber shop at my job corps center. They had a tennis court, volleyball court, basketball court, all that. You have access to all that. If and those privileges can be revoked if the center is getting out of hand and stuff. But yeah, and then at 5, everyone has to be inside the dorms, inside the lobby, doing roll call. And they would make us at 5, we would do roll call, and then we would have to stay in the dorm for an hour for study time. But we would really just be, we would have to be locked in our rooms for an hour. You didn't have to study, you just had to be inside your room. You couldn't be in the lounge area, you couldn't be watching TV, you couldn't be outside, you had to be in your fucking room. Which an hour goes by fast, but it's just like when you doing plans, when you was outside hanging with your friends, like that's trying to kind of mess up everything. But at so 5, so at 7, you can go back outside until 9 o'clock. Depends on your center, depends on your curfew. 9 o'clock, everyone has to be back inside, and they do another roll call at 9 o'clock, and that's when everybody does their chores, and then you have to go in your room after that. Or sometimes they'll let us stay out of the room till 11. So during the weekday, curfew was 9 o'clock. During the weekend, it was 11. So you could stay outside till 11, which that was always fun. And then on the weekend, um, they took us on trips when they had a budget before that man was in office. We had some money to play with, honey. Like we went to Hershey Park, King's Dominion, Sky Zone. We went to the movies like almost every weekend. Anywhere you wanted to go, you could put in like requests to go places. Even if you or your friend group wanted to go somewhere to a food spot or something, if a staff member had time or they had the staff to cover it, they'll just take you guys separately off. Or even in your trade, your instructor could take just your class alone out to go get ice cream, to go do rewards, or to go see museums or go do stuff. Like they were very hands on. They were really big on not making us feel like we were trapped on center. But at the same time, when you do leave center, you do gotta go through a process. You gotta sign out. This person gotta sign. This person gotta sign the paper, and this, and that. But yeah, it was very structured. You didn't really have much time to you don't just get out of class and lollygag or do what you want in the morning. Um, and then we didn't have like a kitchen to like cook your own stuff. You had to really eat unless it could be in the microwave. In a whole dorm, boys in the boys' dorm, maybe like 40, 60 boys in one dorm sharing one regular sized refrigerator. The girls, it was like 23 of us weren't sharing one, so you couldn't really put much stuff in there. Sometimes there just wasn't no space for you to put anything in there. So you had a snack bin in your closet. They gave you a snack bin. If you got in close with the staff, though, you good. You could get perks. I'm not gonna lie. You were only allowed one snack bin. I probably had 6. Probably had 6 of them. That is like that's a flex. Like for real. I had 2 closets. When I went to advanced, I had 2 closets. They have dorm leaders. So of they'll pick 2 to 4 girls to literally monitor all the girls' chores, handle all the new girls that come in, make sure they're taken care of, and all that good stuff. The dorm leaders got a lot of perks. Like they literally got like two beds. Like they got a whole section of the room to themselves. And the other two beds were just for new people. There was an intake room where all the new girls they go in the intake room for the first 2 weeks and then they go into like a permanent room, which is usually like more down the hallways or whatever.
Was
Um
it 4 beds a room?
it was 4 beds a room.
Okay.
Some rooms, the advanced rooms, it was 3 beds a room. So it was like a little bit more space in there. I guess. But yeah, that was pretty much the schedule overall.
So you said that the age range is like 16 to 23. So can you start at 16 and like just get as many trades as you want till you're 23, or you have 2 years? Like what's the time limit?
Yeah, so you got at 16 to 23, you can if you get in there at 23 and you are allowed 2 years, which it can be extended case by case. That's why I say it's important to get in with the staff members for real. But mainly 2 years. They try to get you out of there 2 years. They want you to complete at least two trades. If you do, usually your first one is the entry level, and then the second one is an advanced trade. But they usually don't like students to stay at one center for the whole 2 years. They like for them to move to a different job corps center. So usually you might do 1 year in West Virginia, the next one in Utah, because that's where your advanced trade is going to be. Each job corps center, they don't have all the trades there. They have a few certain, maybe 5 trades here: brick, cement, IT, office assistant, and then they might have advanced IT in Maine or advanced masonry in Colorado or something, and you have to go there to complete, your job corps experience.
Okay. And you have to have a high school diploma before you get in there, or can you get that while you're
No, I think that was one of the plus. That's something mm, I don't know. I don't know. A piece of me wanted to like complete my high school diploma there because they pay you like $700 to do your high school diploma. So you could do your high school diploma, and you can get your driver's license, and then you can also complete your trades there. And then they have this thing where certain trades you have to pass these exams with a certain score to get into IT. I think at my center, IT was the only trade you had to have a certain score for, which me personally, it wasn't hard. Like it was really like basic 12th grade stuff, honestly, but some people just didn't get it. Some people just did not get it. But yeah, I kind of forgot the question.
No, you answered it. I just asked if you had to have a high school diploma before like to get started, like
Okay.
somebody who was looking.
So yeah, if you complete your high school, you get $700. If you completed your driver's license, you got $300. If you completed a trade, and you only get paid for one trade. So even if you do 3 or 4 trades, because I know some girls that did complete like about 4 trades, which is insane. Um, but you only get paid for one. That's like $500. So when you leave, only when you complete it fully, you get a little bit of change.
So all of these experiences, all of these resources, all of this was free. You just sign up.
Yep. And also for advanced dispatch, the main reason why I wanted to get in there, you it was pretty much a work-based assignment, like for a whole year. Like that was pretty much what advanced fire dispatch was, where you just literally go around the country being a support dispatcher. Before you start, you do have to take a bunch of FEMA courses, a bunch of I don't know, government courses, aviation courses, and all that stuff. But that takes about a month to do, and you get paid to take those courses as well. I think you get paid up to a certain amount of hours for the courses alone, which I got like $1,000, and then I also did fire, so I was a firefighter as well. So you can be a fighter and still complete your main trade. So I was doing IT, And as long as I stayed up and my instructor signed off on me going on assignments, I would go on assignments, make $5,000 in 2 weeks, and then come back. Um, then do some more of my trade, get some more done, hit another percentage, and then go back do another fire assignment. I did that until I joined dispatch, and then dispatch I did both. That was basically my whole thing. I was going out on assignments, doing 2 week, 3 week dispatch assignments, and then coming home for a week, and then going doing 2 weeks of fire because basically to have a better chance of getting a dispatch job, you got to have some operational experience as a firefighter to get a dispatch firefighter job.
So
So,
what is a dispatch firefighter? Like you just telling the trucks to go give like what do you do? What do you do? What does that look like for people who don't know?
so when a fire starts, when a wildfire starts, when a fire starts in a forest, they call 911. They call law enforcement. Law enforcement calls us and tells us, "Hey, there's a fire starting in this area. Here's the coordinates." First thing they do is send out planes to scope out where the fire is because they're usually in the middle of nowhere. Fires start any type of way, depending on what region you're in, depending on, is I'm in California, so it's really dry here. Fires can start just because it gets too hot outside out here. You don't take much. But most other states, fires start from lightning, or people being dumb, or campgrounds and stuff like that, not putting out their fire pit all the way and stuff like that. And as soon as that fire starts, they send a plane out there, and then me as a dispatcher, they call. So 911 calls the fire wildfire dispatching office closest to the fire, and the dispatchers send the airplane out. The dispatchers send the fire trucks out. The dispatchers pay the fire people to go out there. This ain't local volunteer firefighter. These are contracted, or no, these are people who actually like work. I work for the Forest Service. There's also different agencies. So like, you know what I'm saying? You got the counties, those are the city fire people and stuff like that. They're in a totally different jurisdiction than us. But for Forest Service, we like park rangers,
Hmm.
like there's offices like that everywhere. So a dispatch center will call one of the park rangers to go out there with their fire engines, and they start digging line, they start watering, prepping, even if there's like structure protection, if they got to go and go to the houses that are nearby and start, digging line around them and stuff like that. Digging line as in literally taking a shovel and dig into the dirt because, dirt can't set on fire. So they'll dig line around stuff, anything, supplies, all the way down to Neosporin, to bathing wipes, to trailers, to sleeping trailers, because fires get so big. It's 200 to 2,000 people out there fighting these fires. Fires can grow from 1 acre to 4 in 10 minutes. Like, don't let there be wind. It could take three. It could take 3 minutes. Like, fire spreads so rapidly. So any resource, anything that is fighting that fire, we are the one who sent it there. We are the one getting it paid. We're the one tracking it. Because even if we get like Starlinks or things like that, or they have to set up like D mode, like because everything has to be organized. There's a logistics side of everything. So even out there on the campground, um, there has to be people out there to actually check in all the engines, write them down, put them in the system, and all that good stuff. We send the trailers out there. We call up those people, say, "Hey, we need you to this fire. Can you make it?" We get them paid and all that good stuff. So we just track everything that touches that fire. We track it. We pay for it. The government don't play about their money. They don't play about their money. Everything has to be accounted for. And if it's not accounted for, if you decided to go on a whim while you out there and go buy a new part for a federal engine without getting approval, they're not giving you that money back, babe. Like everything has to be approved and paid for.
Wow, that sounds like a really important job. It seems like it could be stressful, especially being in California where it's just hot as Hades, as they say. But as we get to the end of this video, I want to know what are your three like standout memories from Job Corps or moments? Because we have about 4 minutes left, and then you can finish it off with something
Wow.
something you would want to say to your past self, the version of you who showed up on the first day.
Okay. One of my some of my best memories there. The relationships I got with some of the staff members, but one of the staff members particularly, I think coming there so in shock and traumatized because my mom just died randomly. Um, there was this lady named Gwen Gaither, Gwendol
Shout
Gaither.
out.
She felt like she just felt like home. The staff members there, they're not like staff, like they feel like family. It does feel like family. Like they don't talk to you like teachers in school. They get in your ass. They talk to you real. They keep you level headed, level minded. Like, and we done had some real conversations. And she was very God based, and she just kept reminding me to have faith in God and knowing that everything is happening for a reason. Oh, she'd have prayed over me, honey. If she had some holy oil, she would have gave me the cross on the forehead. Lord knows that woman put God into every little girl that she's talked to. So love her down for that. And then something I would tell myself looking back is that was this is the best thing for you. Which I even though I knew that I logically I knew it was the best thing for me, but it just didn't feel like it. I just felt like a bum. Like I just felt like a bum just trying to grab on anything I could. But in reality, I was really like I was I showed up for myself. I was really showing up for myself. I couldn't pick the better path. I mean, I could have, but once you know what I'm saying, once I realized how serious life was, that was my best opportunity I had.
And
And
so you went in feeling like a bum. How do you feel now? Nene said, lift up my garage now.
babe, if you would have asked me this about 7 months ago, I would have told you, bitch, I feel like Beyonce. I feel like I got the bag. I need the Chanel bag, the Gucci, Versace, all that. Because I had so much money leaving Job Corps. But now that I'm an adult and I have bills for the first time, um, I would say we got this. I would say we got this, but they set me up. Job Corps did their part. I should have did better with money management. But Job Corps did overly their part. I had way like a lot more money after I bought my car, after I got my place, after I settled in. I still had over $10,000 in the bank account to play with. Like, well, it was an emergency fund, but we actually ended up using that to go to Punta Cana. But yeah, like Job Corps did his thing. I say to all the girls out there that are thinking about it, do it. But if you are gonna do it, don't play because if you get kicked out, you gotta wait like 1 to 2 years to even be eligible to get in, and they still might not let you in. But if you are gonna do it and do it right. Don't play. Get all the connections you can. Get in with the staff members. All no friends. Don't have no friends. You gonna say don't have no friends, but then when you focusing on yourself, you gonna realize hey, all this volunteering I'm doing, there's always this one girl here with me doing the same thing. You know, like there's always this one girl, she's on her shit too. How about we be on our shit together? That's what happened. I met like two close friends that I still talk to this day. Actually, she moved out here. Half of my Job Corps center moved to California. Seriously.
Period.